Welcome back. So today I'm going to do something I wanted to do when I did my Memorial Day video. I ran out of time. It was getting way too long. I got way too tired, so I couldn't do this. I'm going to show you how to do this, the quick version, and if I like how it turns out, I'll do the longer version eventually. I don't know, right back to back. So, all summer long, we're grabbing watermelons, we're going to barbecues, and what do? You chuck the rind out, right? There's a lot of good stuff in the rind, though, that's good for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to turn this into something that's not so good for you. I'm going to show you how to turn your watermelon rinds into like gummy worms or something like that. So without further ado, let's get it. Let's go. Let's hit those pots. Come on. All right, here we go. Here's everything you're going to need. You're going to need some watermelon rinds. Nobody ate off of it. I cut it off ahead of time. So you're going to need that. I'm going to show you how to prepare that. You're going to need some water. You're going to need some sugar and 3 ounces of Jello. I have raspberry and I have cherry. Cherry is 6 ounces though. So if I want to use that, I'll use half of the box. Also, if you want to make it like sour, you could use citric acid. I don't have any, but I'll leave it in the description box below what you'll need. What I'm doing is I'm doing what's called the quick version. You could actually make these. You soak them overnight. You let them dry out. I'm going to do the down and dirty, done. It's going to take a while, but it's going to be a lot less time than doing it the long way. So let's get started. Let's start prepping that watermelon. All right, so I tried one real quick to make sure I had it down what I wanted to do. So what you have to do is you have to remove the green part, the outermost part of the watermelon. You don't want that. Now, what I've seen people do is take a box grater to a whole watermelon and then cut it all up. I've seen it done a bunch of ways. My idea was to cut them down to size, and I'll talk about this in a minute. Cut them down to size, and then just use a potato peeler and whoop, take the back off, or just take a knife and do that, and then just scrape it off. I think that's going to be a whole lot easier than trying to take this and do all that. I just think it's going to be too much. I did rinse off the, wash off the outer skin of the watermelon when I first got it, so that I wouldn't have to worry about it at this point, but I did rinse it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the watermelon and we're going to cut them down into strips. Ooh. All right. Now, you don't want that much of the watermelon on there. You want it down like, almost like you ate it, you know, like that. There's too much liquid in the rind that way. Okay? Kind of like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take off the rind. The first one I did, I just used a knife. Kind of went behind the skin like that. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry if I bumped the camera. It's literally like right between my legs as I'm doing it. You could just take it and just take it off like that. Let me come up top a little bit like this. If you didn't want to do that, you could just use your potato peeler and then scrape it off like that. And then you get it closer. You don't take off as much of the outermost flesh. That's what I'm going to do. And then you want to cut it down to whatever size you want to make your little gummy worms. I'm going to do it, well, this one here is about the width of my pinky. I'm going to do it about half that width. And you can make them as long or as short as you want. And that's what it's looking like. One side's a little bit thinner than the other. But we're going to do that to all of the pieces. The water, like I said, this you could just kind of get rid of as you go. But I wanted to leave some of it on there because I wasn't doing it the same day that we finished it. So I wanted to make sure that there was still some moisture in there and that the watermelon didn't dry out. Let me get a taste. Still good. Still sweet. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue on cutting the pieces. Just like that. All right, so what I'm gonna do, because you might come back and find something different on the next frame, is I'm gonna take the watermelon that I already have sliced up, and I'm gonna start putting it into my measuring cup. The recipe calls for 4 cups after it's been chopped up and all the rest, not the whole rind. So what I'm gonna do is, as I make these rinds, I don't really know what size I wanna cut them in. Like if I wanna cut them in half, or I wanna leave them long. For now, I'm gonna cut them in half. And we're gonna stick them in just like that. We're just gonna, boop, put them in there. All right, so I have 4 cups of the rinds in there. Some have skin on them. What I mean by skin, the red flesh, and some don't. That's okay. It's all okay. So we're going to get some water, and we're going to put those in a pot of water. All right, so I have the 4 cups of the rinds in here. Oh, I see a piece of I see a little tiny piece of the green. I don't know. Okay, so you're going to add the sugar and the water to the rinds. It's 2 cups of sugar to 1 cup of water. So I'm going to add the sugar. I know, it's a lot. Turn something good into something not quite so healthy. And then we're going to add a cup of water. And we're going to boil this, or not boil, simmer this over a medium heat. Once it gets to a boil, we'll reduce it and we'll get to a medium heat, and we'll just simmer for 15-20 minutes until they get tender, and the sugar and everything gets kind of sticky. So you don't want a high heat, a medium heat. On she goes. I'm gonna set mine at a 5. I don't know if you could see in there, but it's simmering. We're gonna leave it at a real soft simmer like that. I'm gonna set the timer for 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it. Stir it occasionally so you're not burning the sugar in the water, okay? And then we get everything mixed in. I'll be back when this cooks down. All right, so that's what it looks like. So take your Jello, whatever flavor you're using, and we're gonna mix it vigorously. And we want these things to soak in that flavor. Just gonna give it a minute or 2. I know I say a minute all the time, and I just mean time. I don't mean like a literal minute. But it's got to soak up the raspberry flavors. You know, I'm thinking, I wonder if I could use the leftovers for something else, like maybe make watermelon Jello, add some more water to it. I'll have to ask AI. Maybe they know. All right. So now that we dip that in there, we're going to move over to a wired rack that you spray very well and line your pan, because you don't want to try and get cooked syrup off of your pans. All right, I have 2 pans out. I know I'm going to need it because I already started this once before. Remember, spray, 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 spray. You don't want it sticking and wrapping around. And I'm going to start scooping this out. Boy, oh boy, did they get red quick. Initially, I was taking it out. I'm like, this doesn't look like gummy worms. It does now. Just going to take them out to get them out of the water, but we're not going to leave them like this. I'm going to show you something. That syrup I have in there, I'm not letting that go to waste. I have 2 cups of syrup left. You may have less or more in yours. What I'm going to do is going to put it back in the pot, and I'm going to add the cup of cold water to it. We're going to have Jello flavored, watermelon flavored raspberry jelly. I don't know. All right, that's going in a 170 to 200 degree oven for about an hour to dry nice and slow. You could keep these in the oven and let them dry overnight, but I don't know how I feel about that. So anyway, onward, forward. That's what they're looking like. That's one of the pads. Boy, oh boy, do they shrivel up. Just got to cool them off a little bit. We're going to roll them in a little bit of sugar. Boy, oh boy, do they sure do shrink down, huh? Got to add a little bit of sugar to it. And we're going to just coat them. And if you had the citric acid, you can add that now too. And we're just going to let these sit for a little while because I'm right in the middle of finishing up my dinner. So we'll taste them after dinner. We'll have a nice little dessert. But there you have it. That's those. And I'll show you them after we eat, after they're nice and coated and done. Boom. There you go. And they are done. Let me get the kids down here to give them a try. If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. All right, Eric, while you were at school today, I took the white and a little bit of the red of the watermelon rinds. And I told you guys I wanted those rinds when I cut it off. And they're supposed to be like gummy worms, but not exactly. And they're not sour because I didn't have any citric acid. So they're just going to be kind of like a sweet gummy worm, but kind of. I don't know how to explain it. So grab one, any one you want. Let me get one that's decent size. There we go. Oh, you got a nice one. All right, you ready? Let's go. Got a bit of a chew to it, right?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I bet it would be good if I had that sour stuff. Oh, let me get the other boys over here. So what do you think? Wait or do it again when we have a watermelon?
Yeah.
All right, let me get the other two. Now I'm leaning on the wall. I just told Aiden to get off the door, then I leaned on it. All right, guys. You've never had these before. This is from the white and a tiny bit of the pink of the rind. It's raspberry, Jello, and the rinds of the watermelon. And it's supposed to be like a gummy. I've already tried it with Eric. So I think there's two there, Aiden. Be careful. Grab both. You got them? Okay. Tyler? I guess on three, you guys could try. I don't want to eat another one, but ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Like that?
Yeah.
Kind of chewy, right? And gummy? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Do you think it would be better? I don't have it, but you know, like when you eat Sour Patch Kids or the sour gummy worms, if I had some of the citric acid, do you think that would be even better? I do. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. They're pretty good. And you can make a lot of these. I only used maybe a quarter of the watermelon. So, well, there you have it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment. Either way. See you later. Bye. Alrighty, that's the Jello I made from the leftovers. And we're going to see what it tastes like. Alright, so I got 2 of them to try it with me. Aiden's over there. He doesn't want to be on camera. Funny thing is, I couldn't find anything small enough to put the Jello in, and I put it in here, and I had to give the kids a spoon because if you know, you know. So this is what I cooked the watermelon in. It's probably gonna be. I'm expecting it's gonna be super sweet, but let's just go for it. Everybody get a little taste. I'm waiting on Tyler to get his out. Okay, let's go. Raspberry watermelon.
That's really good.
It's sweet though, right?
Yeah.
Sweeter than regular. Oh, but I would eat it. I probably couldn't eat much, but
Sweet.
yeah, that's good. All right, so that's what you do with the leftovers from your leftovers. So there you have it. Bye-bye.